Red Bull's Max Verstappen won his first Formula One world title in dramatic circumstances at the season finale in Abu Dhabi. His rival Lewis Hamilton had appeared in control of the race and on course for the title himself, despite controversy on the first lap, until a late safety car. The race was restarted with one lap to go with Verstappen on fresh tires and Hamilton on old ones, and the Dutchman swept by to win the race. It was in many ways a fitting end to one of the greatest and most contentious seasons in Formula One history, and the arguments over right and wrong will rage for some time to come. At the end of the race, while Verstappen screamed with delight and Red Bull celebrated, Briton Hamilton sat in his Mercedes for several minutes, disbelieving at the way events had turned against him in the final minutes. How an historic title decider unfolded. The race had appeared to surrender to Hamilton after he was controversially allowed to keep the lead he had earned with a better start than Verstappen, despite going off track to retain his position when the Dutchman tried to pass him at the end of the first backstraight. Red Bull and Verstappen were exasperated and disbelieving about it, but Hamilton was imperious from then on, through a pit stop and a virtual safety car, until Nicholas Latifi crashed his Williams with 5 laps to go. Mercedes felt they could not afford to pit Hamilton because to do so would have been surrendering the lead if Verstappen did not do the same, and he may well not have done because his tires were relatively fresh after a second stop. But when Hamilton did not stop for fresh tires, Verstappen did, and that was the decisive call. There was more controversy as race director Michael Massey initially said lapped cars between Hamilton and Verstappen would not be allowed to unlap themselves, as is normal practice. Red Bull complained and Massey changed his mind, which put Verstappen right behind Hamilton for the one remaining lap of racing. Verstappen passed Hamilton into turn 5 and held off his attempts to repass down the 2 straights that followed and completed the lap before erupting with joy. Yet whatever anyone's view of the various incidents in the race, few would begrudge Verstappen the title after a season in which he and Hamilton have gone toe-to-toe throughout in one of the most remarkable F1 seasons there has ever been. Hamilton, meanwhile, will have to console himself with Mercedes' victory in the Constructors' Championship for an unprecedented 8th consecutive year. First lap drama as well. At the same time, it was a fitting way to end a season that has been characterized by on-track clashes and off-track arguments between Hamilton, Verstappen, and their teams. The race unfolded as the season has, with Hamilton and Verstappen in a race and league of their own, and for a long time the year's destiny appeared to be heading towards Hamilton. There was drama from the opening lap after Verstappen made a poor start from pole position, Hamilton an electric one from second on the grid, and the Mercedes was ahead before the first corner. Verstappen tracked him through the first few corners, slipstreamed him down the long first back straight, and dived for the inside into the chicane at turns 6 and 7. Verstappen got down the inside of Hamilton, but went in deep to the corner, his speed carrying him to the outside curb long before the second right-handed part of the corner. Hamilton avoided him, as he has so many times this season, and cut across the chicane, retaining the lead. He slowed a little over the rest of the lap to give back the advantage he considered himself to have gained, and the arguments started on the pit wall.